See a couple leaves of spinach.
Yeah.
And is that guacamole down there?
What's that? Is that a drink? Yeah, that's it. No, it's probably more avocado. Or maybe guacamole.
I mean, I see an egg and then I see like guacamole under it.
Is this a drink? Everyone, stop panicking! We have information now!
Pokemon has released their official trailer for Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee.
Hello everyone, we're TimingApple, I'm David.
Dylan.
And that's Brett.
Good job.
So anyway, as we stated, the Pokemon YouTube channel and the Twitter has finally put out information regarding the long-rumored Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee.
This is actually nothing to do with the fabled main franchise game that's supposed to be coming to Switch. We found out a little bit after the fact. Honestly, we feel a little better about that.
Well, so like I wanted to actually mention that because like when we first saw, if you haven't seen the trailer, you probably should do that now before actually continuing this. It's like the latest video on the Pokemon YouTube channel. It's kind of easy to search. And
I'd say we've heard the name. We've had no actual footage, info, nothing about it besides the name. This is the first look.
Yeah, so
sight, sound, anything.
If you haven't watched that, go watch this, then come back. But anyway, so when we first watched the trailer, whenever you watch it, the first thing you notice, one of the first things you see is they pull out Pokemon Go, and that kind of makes you think: is this just going to be mostly Pokemon Go on the Switch, or is it actually going to be a Pokemon game? And it's honestly
kind of seems like a healthy mix of the two. I mean, we definitely need to see more before we really jump to any conclusions, but it honestly just kind of seems almost like a peripheral, but a really in-depth mix of it.
Yeah,
but I mean, that's
the point I was trying to make is that like when we first watched this, one of the sort of red flags that flew up with me was the capture mechanic, and that's probably going to be the first thing that everyone notices is different.
It's the Pokemon Go capture mechanic of you swipe or you flick the Joy-Con and it has the shrinking circle, the Pokemon Go capture mechanic.
And it doesn't seem like we paused it. We've actually watched the trailer several times.
Yeah, we sat there like we captured an actual fight mechanic, and the menu is different. There's no fight option. There's a crap. What was it? It
was just like action, held items, help, run away. It doesn't seem From what we've seen, we don't seem to actually battle wild Pokemon.
We can say we did see battle of trainers. There was actual trainer fights.
You're getting ahead of what the point I'm trying to make.
Nah, shut up. But the wild Pokemon doesn't seem like you actually fight them. It's just a chance to capture.
Anyway, that was like that was when the first red flag came up to me, and I kind of feel bad that it did.
Yeah.
Because after watching the entire trailer, it does look like a decent game, but like
it's not a Pokemon game.
No, it's a Pokemon game.
But I mean, it's a Pokemon game, but it's not like I'm going to go buy Pokemon. This is what I'm going to be playing. It's Pokemon franchise.
No, the point that I'm trying to make is
maybe I'm not saying this right, but
no, because like it looks a bit different than what I'm used to, and I really shouldn't be thinking with that because in order for Pokemon to actually sort of continue to grow and sort of be able to keep going longer, it needs to change things at some points, and I need to, but like I still want everything to be the same. So anyway, they changed the capture mechanic a little bit. It's not really that bad, but
it's not really that bad.
We don't know if you'll be able to
battle wild grind
Pokemon.
Experience.
But as Dylan mentioned, there was a trainer battle shown, and you do battle regularly in the trainer battle, so that's good.
There's still just the 4-attack system. I'm guessing as you level, you learn moves, replace, yada yada.
But anyway, what comforted a lot of people is that we also went to the Twitter for information, and I keep saying the Twitter. Should I not be doing that?
Twitter.
But anyway, we went there to the official Pokemon Twitter, and they did post that there is going to be a main series RPG coming next year in 2019. So that sort of comforted a lot of people that had a bit of a problem with this, and I feel like we should probably say this stuff first because that's going to be what a lot.
That's why I tried to say it a little first.
Yeah, that's what it probably.
That's why I wanted to get that out there.
That's going to bother a lot of people. Is that there's like that one part is really different from what it usually is.
It's because this is technically a spin-off. This isn't the main franchise. Right. It is a spin-off.
Yeah, so with that out of the way, let's talk about what happened
Yeah,
in
let's
the
talk
trailer.
about the actual trailer.
So, one of the first things it shows you is Pikachu and the person that basically they're showing the trailer
MC.
through. Sorry?
MC.
Main camera?
Main character.
No, I was talking about like the very beginning with the dude with the phone.
Okay.
That puts
the
it away.
player.
And then like
Just
he's
the
following
straight up
Pikachu
player,
into his house.
not even character, the player.
Yeah, but then when Pikachu jumped in the screen, then we see like the main player character with the Pikachu on his shoulder. And at that point, it starts to actually look like a main series Pokemon game. And then it also shows... and then
it shows them just running around through a couple routes, different just scenes that really, if you played the original games, you would even recognize. I recognized that patch of grass before you go into Viridian Forest. I noticed the entrance to Cerulean Cave. But something else I noticed whenever he was doing that, they seem to have gotten rid of random encounters. Like, you can still encounter the Pokemon where you normally encountered them, but you actually see them and they will run at you.
Well, I was also going to mention that there was a cutscene with the girl trainer in the Eevee.
Okay, yeah, go on.
With her like shaking hands with the Eevee.
Okay, yeah,
and then
like the full, like the cinematic cutscenes, you mean?
Yeah, and then the Eevee, so the Eevee's going to be on your head.
Yeah, when you're running around, the Eevee's going to be on your head, or the Pikachu's going to be on your shoulder. And I don't know if you want to mention this now, but apparently somehow in the game you will get the ability to dress your starter however you want.
And our
cameraman is very excited about that.
Honestly,
so am I. I say, so am I. They're going to have a variety of outfits. You'll have to trailer to see what all they showed, but it's just a lot of different little ways to personalize it.
Yeah, but then after that, they move on to the showing, like, you walking through the wilderness and you see the random encounters the random encounters. The Pokemon are on the overworld and they just sort of run up to you or you run up to them. Then you go into a cave, it's the same thing. I guess it's just the grass that they show up in still, though.
Yeah, that's kind of what it seemed like. They did show them in the city, and there was none walking around in the city.
And I think the next big thing they showed was the fact that the game can be played 2-player. So, like, the normal game can be...
that was a big shock.
Yeah, the normal game can be played with one Joy-Con only. I guess you might be able to play it with 2 in, like, handheld mode, but...
I don't really know... I don't know about that because, again, something else that they showed really early in it. They're going to have a new... I don't know what to call it exactly, but they called it...
It's the Pokeball
they called it the Pokeball Plus.
Yeah.
And it looks like you can use that as just the controller. The little button that's on the Pokeball can be used as a joystick. I'm going to guess you can click it in as a button.
I think the top of it clicks.
Okay, the top of it? I couldn't see that part. But apparently, like, whenever you go to catch a Pokemon, you can actually throw it, which is kind of the motion that you're supposed to do with the Joy-Con whenever you catch the Pokemon. So I'd imagine that this game wouldn't really be a 2 Joy-Con thing. It looks like just a move, click, and toss.
No, I'm just saying, like, maybe in handheld mode, to at least have the option to maybe more comfortably.
Yeah, at least to comfortably hold it. You might only use the right hand or the left hand.
But when the 2-player mode is activated, we did mention that, right?
You did mention multiplayer, yes.
So when the 2-player mode is activated, you have someone else take the other Joy-Con, and they spawn in as another trainer. I don't know exactly how it decides what your trainer looks like.
But it does look like you can team up against youngster Joey.
Yeah, like, so... I don't know where the second player gets their Pokemon, but they just sort of appear. You can walk around together in the overworld, and then you can go gang up on other trainers.
You can gang up on poor youngster Joey.
Yeah,
send out his Venonat.
Yeah,
which I just realized.
That's just a bug catcher. It was just a bug catcher.
I mean, yeah, it was a bug catcher, but youngster Joey's the go-to name.
But
come on.
Yeah, like one player throws out a Pikachu, one player threw out a Bulbasaur, and it's a 2-on-1 battle. So that seems a little unfair.
Especially considering the young bug catcher usually has multiple Pokemon. They could at least make it a 2-on-2.
But oh well. So that's how that works.
Well. That's beside the point. Yeah. Moving on.
And then I think the next thing they showed was the Pokeball Plus thing, where you can basically use that as a controller.
I'd say they did show that earlier though.
Yeah, I thought that was like right after that, or was it before that?
Well, I mean, like they showed it. They didn't talk about it.
It doesn't matter what it was.
Yeah.
And then, like, after that, they start showing more battles, and they talk about how, like, the Pokeball Go Plus you can transfer a Pokemon from your game.
I don't remember what they called it, but that little peripheral device that they had for Pokemon Go, kind of shaped like a teardrop, or an inverted teardrop Pokeball with a little push button. It looks like it functions kind of like that, but almost a little more interactive. They even showed him, like, petting the Pokeball and the Pokemon inside making sounds.
Well, they didn't actually show it working with Pokemon Go, but they did say it would, on the Twitter,
You can transfer Pokemon between Pokemon Go and the game.
Well, the point I was trying to make is that you can get Pokemon from the Switch game onto the Pokeball, and you can take it with you like the Pokewalker. That's the comparison I was going to make. But
you can kind of do that with Pokemon Go too.
could you actually like store Pokemon onto the peripheral, the thing for the app?
Kind of.
Well, anyway,
It kind of worked that way.
But it does say on Twitter.
You still had to have your phone with you, but you could have your phone in sleep mode.
Okay. But it does say on Twitter that it does work with Pokemon Go, so maybe it does have that function also baked into it. But like he said, you can take that Pokemon anywhere. It'll make it cry. It doesn't have to be like it's just so Pikachu in the trailer, but it doesn't have to be the starter. Like either Pikachu or Eevee, it can be anything, and you can pet it and shake it, and it makes noise. So, yeah, there's that. And then they started. They did show Team Rocket was going to be in it, and so there's a story. It's
specifically according to
Twitter.
Specifically what you read.
There's a lot of information on Twitter. Go look up the Pokemon.
Yeah, go look on Twitter. Somehow
on the Pokemon Twitter. There's a lot of it's like the actual Pokemon Twitter that I got.
Okay, well,
so
yeah.
they're gonna know about it. There's a lot of information on there.
Specifically, it's based off the Pokemon Yellow story.
Yes.
Not red, not blue, yellow.
Well, they're not really too different.
Well, there were actual kind of some story differences.
But yeah, that seems to be what this game is based off of. Even though it's like not technically a main series game, it's going to be based more off of Yellow. Which that also sort of brings up the question of the compatibility of other games, Pokemon. Like, okay, back to the Twitter thing. Another thing that they said on Twitter was that they also showed this in the trailer, is that you can transfer Pokemon from Pokemon Go into the Switch game. But on Twitter, it specifies that only Kanto Pokemon, or at least that's the only ones that it mentions.
They said you can move Pokemon originally discovered in Kanto to Pokemon Let's Go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the point I was trying to
make. Yes.
So
I remember the words.
So
I didn't even read
we don't know if that we don't know about the compatibility with the other Pokemon's games. So that's
I'm about to say more than likely no, but if you hear something later, then all right, shoot that out the window. That's from them, not us.
What else? What was next?
Ricky, was it the riding Pokemon?
What were you guys on?
We just talked about. Oh yeah, the riding Pokemon.
Yeah, I was about to say we better talk about the riding.
They just showed this like briefly, but they showed the character riding.
I specifically saw an Onix, then a Charizard, then a Blastoise in different environments. They were riding on the Onix through just a general route. I'm pretty sure that was part of Route 1.
Mm-hmm.
Then they showed them flying on a Charizard over the route, not like the general flyover quick travel.
Mm-hmm.
But it was on the route just above the ground.
Right.
Then they showed a Blastoise basically using Surf, but it was specifically a Blastoise. I don't know if this is going to be anything like the riding Pokemon that we've seen in the Crap, what was it called?
Well, that's what I was going to say too.
I don't know if it's going to be specific functions like it's been in
Sun
X
and
and Y and Sun and Moon.
Yeah.
Or if it's just going to be a general feature that you can use with anything.
I want to ride my Rapidash. Whee.
That would be fun.
Anyway, Ricky, you had your...
But yes, then Ricky, what was your point?
No, the point was that it wasn't a Blastoise, it was a Lapras.
It was I could have swore I saw
That's so weird. I was like, I don't remember a Blastoise, but I'll just let it keep going.
I could have swore I remembered seeing a Blastoise. I remember thinking, oh, it's not a Lapras this time.
No, apparently it was. Did you watch the trailer?
Twice. Once at a distance and once up close. I don't know.
To the salad.
Now,
Cue to the salad.
Actually,
that's another story. You'll figure that out later.
Continue.
Unless we cut this out.
When you guys run out of stuff, I actually have a few things.
Well, what happened after the ride Pokemon? My brain's going blank now.
I know, like things are fuzzy.
Because I remember the thing that I really liked,
that
I was excited about was the fact that they mentioned Team Rocket. So there's a story. Yes,
yeah,
Ricky.
there is actually the story.
The next major thing they mention is, what do you guys think about the being able to customize your starter?
Oh, I thought we
that
did.
you choose.
I'd say we covered that already.
We kind of did.
Really?
I thought so.
I covered that earlier. I couldn't remember where it was, but I felt the need to shove that in.
But
well, just in case, Pikachu and Eevee can have costumes.
You can.
It looks adorable.
I'm about to say you can give them accessories, and honestly, I fucking love it.
It's adorable. It's
Allison, say it.
Eevee, get the bow.
Cool. So Ricky, what was the next major thing?
Yes.
Mewtwo.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, they did show that,
Yeah.
but that's also technically. I guess you could call that part of the story.
Yeah, well, Mewtwo wasn't part of the story.
It's post game, but I mean it's.
Y'all are forgetting, and after that, it's a real big thing.
Oh, the mystery thing. Okay.
Yeah, the mystery thing. Yeah.
So at the end of the trailer, they show this present that you've received on Pokemon Go, and
it
say
says you have received a mysterious Pokemon,
or they will reveal
a special Pokemon.
And according to their Twitter, once again, the Twitter has a lot of information. Go look on the Twitter. It says that it's actually going to be a never before seen Pokemon. So,
which I really want to know what kind of thing they're going to have. Is it going to be?
Everyone wants to know what it is, of course.
I know, but I mean, is it going to be just like brand new, looks like it's from Gen 7, or is it going to look like it's from Gen 1?
You mean Gen 8? Sun and Moon was Gen 7.
That's what I mean. Because I mean, we still haven't got a Gen 8. Well, I guess yeah. You do
one
have a
thought
point.
one thought I had that I thought you were trying to make was that if there is a new core Pokemon game coming next year, they most likely have a lot of designs for the next.
That's
Pokemon
actually a good
game.
point. Yeah.
So I figure it's going to be like
could be a Gen 8,
like a Togepi anime situation where like they show off a new Pokemon from that game.
That's actually a very good point that I hadn't even thought of yet.
So I think it might have something to do with that, but
I feel like it would be too much of a shock in a game where they only have Kanto. But I definitely see what you mean. They could showcase a brand new Gen 8 Pokemon early. Because I keep forgetting that Meryl is a Gen 2.
I called it. I get the credit for if I'm right. You heard it here first, guys. It's me. But yeah.
Which one of us has been drinking?
So Ricky, he's been our check guy. Are we missing anything?
How do you guys feel the game looks? As in its current state, like
I honestly, I'm kind of
aesthetically.
happy with it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of happy with how
the
they
art
look.
style, everything.
I feel like it's going to be real hard for them to try to fit every generation into this style. It's going to take a lot of work, but I do like it.
Okay, apparently
I have a
camera person.
Allison seems very enthusiastic.
Allison
about
is our
this,
camera
yes.
person.
Well, you can cut this out, but like, how do y'all feel about them bringing Pokemon Go back into the picture?
What do you mean?
I
Like,
mean, the fact
Pokemon
that
Go
they're
kind of
incorporating
died for a while. How do y'all feel about them bringing it back and maybe trying to?
Didn't
I'm
really
about to say,
die.
don't cut this out. Nintendo doesn't let things die.
It didn't really die. It's just
if
It
they
lost
feel
its
like,
popularity.
about to say, if they feel like something has lost its popularity, it's pretty much they're gonna bring it back. They're gonna try to work it into it.
well. You see, this sort of goes into what what I was trying to talk about and establish earlier is that like this is going to be one of the things that throws off a lot of the hardcore Pokemon players.
But they've been updating Pokemon Go. They've had Gen 2, they've had Gen 3, and they've been kind of regular with it.
But the thing is, Pokemon Go is a very watered down Pokemon experience compared to what the main games are, and that was a big fear with what people
specifically us.
Well, no, a lot of other people too. But yeah, we keep discussing.
I mean, like, we were honestly pretty worried about the fact that this is going to be what the main series was going to be.
Especially since it was called Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. So
and having two versions, which is usually a key factor of a main series.
Yeah, and what was the point I was trying to make? It's just. Specifically how we feel, since this is technically a side game, and there's going to be still a main series RPG coming next year that does soften the blow, I probably shouldn't be as mad about it, or any kind of feeling about that as it is.
Honestly, I have no negative feelings about it.
Because Pokemon Go is certainly popular, and it brought in a lot of new people into Pokemon, and I don't want those people to be left out of what a more main experience could be like.
Anything to push the Switch more, honestly.
Well, I just want these other players to also experience like what the rest of Pokemon can offer. So I should be happy about it, and I am happy. But like
it'll be the gateway drug of Pokemon.
Yeah, but I do admit that my first feelings about it were somewhat negative. Not really too negative, but somewhat. But
I was admittedly on the fence, but
it's good that they're doing this.
Yes.
It's just it's gonna take
if you were expecting this to be a main Pokemon game, it's gonna be a little bit of a disappointment.
But it's not a main Pokemon game.
Exactly, it's not a main Pokemon game.
We know that
it's
now.
A spin-off.
But
I'm no longer on the fence. I'm full
good.
gung-ho of it.
It's good. That's the question that we're answering is that it's okay. That's why I was trying to mention it earlier, because I know that's going to be a lot of people's initial feelings. Is they're going to have something negative about it, but it's okay. It's gonna be okay.
It's a side thing.
Does look.
No, I'm not gonna say that. Never mind.
It does look fun and good. The aesthetics work for what it's trying to be. Because like, what everyone always says that whenever Pokemon finally comes to a mainline console, they want it to look something like Skyrim or
They want it to
Final
pop.
Fantasy.
They want a noticeable improvement.
I never really thought they were gonna do that. Because even when they did finally get the extra horsepower that a 3DS provided, they still went with cartoony and anime-ish. Even with XD and Gale of Darkness, which were the first time that Pokemon actually did something serious with console, they still looked anime and cartoony and didn't really look hyper-realistic, so...
Oh, well, I mean, it was... They got a lot of models to work with.
Yeah, now they do.
Even
Back then it was only like 350.
Only?
Now they've got over 800. But anyway...
Only? They also had to still do characters, scenes, environments. It's a lot to work with even then.
But yeah, so... Overall, it does look good, and I'm excited.
I'm real happy with how it looks.
I'm excited to get more information, and as always, I'll probably be picking up both because I always pick up both. But I'm going to start with Eevee.
I was about to say Eevee. Brett says Eevee. Allison says Eevee.
Ricky.
Ricky. Eevee. All right.
Yeah,
Poor
Pikachu kind of sucks.
Pikachu.
Poor Pikachu. Well, to be fair,
If you ever played Yellow,
I was about to say, if you played early Pokemon, you know Pikachu sucked.
it's not really good.
He's
frail.
a lovable mascot, but goddamn it,
It's
you can't
frail.
use
He
him.
doesn't do a lot of damage. Just use Jolteon. That's another thing. Like, will they let you evolve the Eevee, especially since they allow
No.
you to dress it up?
I'm about to say, if they let you dress it up, you can probably only use the dress up function in its pre-evolution.
That's kind of going to limit options. That might
Yeah.
actually. I don't know, but I prefer Eevee over Pikachu. So,
Eevee's more fun.
Ricky, are we forgetting anything else?
Any other major points we need to cover?
No,
Did
no
you
major
talk
points.
about the 2-player part of it?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
We mentioned that.
I dozed out for part of it. No offense. Sorry.
My left arm is getting very hot. Honestly,
No,
everything about this is getting hot.
that is pretty much it, my dudes.
Did you
Okay,
talk
Ricky.
about how sad you thought it was that you couldn't have your Pokemon walking with you in real life?
Well, I mean,
Oh, we
we've been
think that
dealing with
everything.
that for
Oh,
like
oh, oh.
20 something.
Listen, I've been playing Pokemon since Blue. I've been
Yeah, but
thinking
like
that
having
everything.
like Snapchat goggles, but having like Switch goggles and looking down and seeing a little Eevee. That Nintendo, get on it.
Listen, in first grade, I was talking about multiverse theory, about how in some universe there's Pokemon walking around.
We'll
That
be
was
okay.
in first grade.
We'll be
I've
okay.
already dealt with this trauma and moved on.
Okay, so wait, Ricky, were you gonna say something else?
Every step
so,
is one closer
So,
to
which
that
one would
dream.
you guys agree with more? This is a Pokemon game with Pokemon Go elements, or a Pokemon Go game with Pokemon elements?
Pokemon game with Pokemon Go elements.
Okay.
It does look like first and foremost they were trying to make like a main series Pokemon game that would also appeal to the Pokemon Go players and sort of help bring them into a more main series style Pokemon game.
Proof that me and David aren't clones. I feel more like it's a Pokemon Go with Pokemon elements. I mean, I don't think any less for it, but that's more my feel.
All right, whatever.
I don't think less for it, but
If
I
that's
do feel like it's more
everything,
Pokemon Go.
the last big information is that they said that this game is coming out November 16th along with the Pokeball controller peripheral.
Pokemon, the Pokeball Plus.
Yeah, that thing.
Also, I feel like I should mention they said that main series game is going to be coming out. What was it? Second half of 2019.
Late 2019.
Yeah, late 2019. So hopefully we'll hear some more about that at E3. Maybe,
Nah,
maybe
I don't
not.
know.
I'm not gonna hold
probably-
my breath. I'll be happy if it happens. If
That would
not, I won't hold my
I think
breath.
that would overshadow the Let's Go announcement, so they're probably not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I said, I'll be happy if it does. If they don't, yeah, well,
This
we
video,
know it's coming.
This video's gone long enough.
In case you can't tell, I'm used to waiting for things.
It's getting hot in here. I want to play my Kingdom Hearts.
Okay, before we go, I do want to mention that with E3 coming up, we will be doing... I know that we haven't recorded a lot recently. That's because we've had faulty equipment, but we're fixing that.
I was like, we've had faulty equipment and some weird schedules,
But we will be doing E3 videos again like we always do. So look forward to that. Okay, bye!
hats off to the fallen computer.
Okay, that. Bye!